Alrighty, Graveyard Talkers. Well, we're back in Michigan. Today we're coming to you from LaSalle Township Cemetery. It's an old one. I've got some souls that are buried here from 1870, 1875. The last one I can't see. Behind me is, Sarah Washington. Sarah Washington died in 1875 and she was 88 years old. Very small cemetery. You're seeing the width of it. You see the road, oh goodness, right over there. And then there's a road right over there, and there's fences on each side, and it goes back maybe 300, 400 yards, and that's it. I'm not quite sure how many people are buried here. It's still an active cemetery. People are still being buried here. So to all the spirits here, my name is Randy. I'm here to hear your story, what you have to say about being a spirit. Just here to listen to what you have to say, nothing more, nothing less. I will not harm you. I have a little device here that can pick up your voices, so anything you want to say, we'll hear. And I want to thank all of you for joining me on my journey to find out what happens when we pass. What happens when we're no longer alive? Do we really become spirits? And if we do, what's it like? Hopefully, by the time my journey's done, we'll figure that out. So with all that, without any further ado, we'll start the session. To all the spirits here, if you have anything to say, I'm going to be turning on the spirit box. Now is the time to talk to me. So I'm sitting here in front of David Hall and Margaret Hall. They're over here to my left. Sarah is behind me, Sarah Washington. Over to the right I have a William Kelly. William Kelly passed away in 1870 as well. I have a Betsy Green. Are any of you spirits? Are any of you here who would like to talk to me? Yeah, right now would be great. Right now would be great if you'd like to talk to me. I surely would love to hear what you have to say. Heard something about a number. I do not have my list with me today, but I will ask some questions if you like. For instance, how do you feel today? How are you all feeling? It's the first day of summer. How are you all feeling? How are the spirits in the cemetery feeling? So I heard I'm all right, I'm fine. Yeah, we'd like to know, what is it like to be a spirit? Can you tell us exactly, to your best ability, what it's like to be a spirit?
Well, was kind of far.
I heard a few things in there. We'll have to pull them out when we listen to them. Were you expecting the transition? When you made the transition from life, and you went into death, and then you became a spirit, were you surprised? Were you expecting what you found? Heard almost. I heard almost, and I heard a bunch of other stuff almost. Can you tell me what was different from what you expected to what happened?
But I always
Can you tell me some of the things that you do as a spirit that keeps you occupied? So this is a very small cemetery, but just over to my right is a very large cemetery. Do you ever go over there and intermix with the spirits over there at the other cemetery, which is Roselawn? So I heard "we cannot" in there. Very high-pitched voice. I hear that spirit often. We cannot. What do you mean you cannot go over and you cannot go over there and interact with them? So spirit said set the record straight. So set the record straight. Tell me, are you allowed to go over there and interact with them, or is that something that is forbidden? So we know spirits can roam outside the cemetery. Are there bounds that you can, are there boundary lines where you can and cannot go? I heard all of it. Not quite sure if that means you go anywhere that you want to go. Is that correct? You can go anywhere that you want to go?
It's like it's just hitting. Sounded like again.
Our regular something spot, maybe haunting spot, visiting spot. We'll have to listen to it, see what it is when we come out. So how much different is being a spirit, being dead? How much different is it than what you thought it would be?
About open where get just hit we're cut
So I thought I heard somebody yell for Michael. Michael, my guardian spirit, my chicken loving friend, are you around today?
And this well
So if life is different than what, or I should say if death and being a spirit is different than what you thought it was, what can we as mortals prior to dying, what can we expect from becoming a spirit?
Very
All right, I am a spirit. So should I be afraid of becoming a spirit?
Now, I feel it.
First,
I want what it's me.
Can you give me one thing that I can look forward to being a spirit? All right, and with that, unfortunately, I'm going to have to put on my glasses because there's a spirit messing with me and has turned down my volume, which seems to happen from time to time. But maybe we can figure out who that spirit was. All right. Who was the spirit that just turned down my volume? Who is the spirit that turned down my volume? Are you not wanting me to contact you?
And do it.
So why did you turn? Can you give me your name and tell me why you turned down the volume?
And it
learn.
felt
Annie. Annie, why did you turn down my volume?
in there.
So I'm always amazed when the spirits, and that actually turned it down. We'll have to listen to it to make sure, but it sounded like it turned it down while I had the session going, while I had the spirit box going. So Annie, can you tell me why you turned down my spirit box, please? Are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Nothing? So in the beginning she said nothing. So if I did nothing wrong, why are you messing with me?
Run the thing.
Learn.
All right. Were you just joking with me then, Annie? Were you joking with me?
Wait.
For the record. So apparently Annie was you just being a prankster, Annie.
Is it you know, open.
So I always think that there is a spirit that is in charge of the cemetery. Is there a spirit here who is in charge of this particular cemetery?
Only
Enjoyed it.
image with paranormal. Coming out. Oh,
But
when it's
Can the spirit who is in charge of the cemetery give me their name?
I moved it. Thing out.
Apparently they're busy in other things because somebody said I moved it, I got it, I dropped it. So something is moving, something is dropping. What is moving, what is dropping?
Those kind of great.
So this is a well-kept cemetery here. And most of the headstones are still intact here, that I can tell anyways. Um, some of the cemeteries I go to are terrible shape. Maybe the headstones had fallen. Did a headstone fall and you all caught it and picked it back up? The question again. We know that cemeteries have headstones that fall over all the time. Were you guys trying to catch a fallen headstone?
What? Mission. What?
All right, so at this point, I'm going to let the spirit box run for a minute. To the spirits here, this is your time to say whatever you want to say. I won't interrupt you for about a minute. And anything you'd like to get out to each other, to me, to all the people who are going to be watching this, this is your time to say whatever you want to say right now.
Yeah. In there. I come to stay in the which are the
Alrighty, well, we'll have to listen. One thing I did here was good armchair. Nice armchair, something of that nature. Armchair. Of course, you can't see too well, but I got a lawn chair that I'm sitting in. Makes it a little bit easier for me to get up and down. The other one was a little bit hurting. And then I think we had a spirit out there who was basically saying he was the boss. He was the leader of it, and basically somebody called him an a-hole. We'll have to listen. So to all the spirits out here, I'd like to thank you for your time, short time today. I'll be back, I promise, and maybe you'll get a little bit more comfortable for me, and more of you will come out and talk to me. So with that, to all the spirits, I'd like to say thank you for coming out and talking to me today.
back to
like candy.
Alrighty, and to all of those of you out there who are watching this, who are coming along with me on my journey, hey, do me a favor. Would you at least give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whether you like it or dislike it? Lets me know which type of videos not to do anymore. Would you comment? Would you let me know what you think? Nobody's commenting. I'm not getting any type of comments. Hey, even just, hey Randy, how you doing? Something. It helps the what do they call it? The algorithm at YouTube to push these out to more people. I gain 3, I lose 2. So right now we're right at 499. We were up above 500 yesterday, but somebody decided they left. That they didn't like it, so they left. So thumbs up, comment, and by goodness, if you're watching these, please subscribe. So with that, I want to thank all of you again for following me around on the cemeteries when I go. If you got any suggestions, any ideas, let me know. Any questions for the spirits, I'll be glad to ask them. So with that, I'll see you on the next one.